Hey guys, it's Timmy and this is PWU Daily for April 10th, 2019. This is our Monday through Friday morning news show where we bring you a bunch of news in one easy to watch video. This show comes to you right here on the Pro Wrestling Unlimited YouTube channel, and it's a show just for you guys, and with it being a show for you guys, we want you guys to be a part of the show. If you guys want to be a part of the show and have a question answered on PWU Daily, all you got to do is head over to PWUunlimited.net/PWU Daily now and get your questions submitted just like Ambrolin's Empire 2202 did for today's episode. We ask that you keep your question timely to the news of the last 24 to 48 hours. If do so, then you guys can actually have your questions incorporated in one of the news stories. So again, to get your questions submitted for an upcoming episode of PWU Daily, head over to PWUunlimited.net/PWU Daily today to submit your question. Now, we want to talk about the quick news. Quick news is the top headlines over the last 24 hours that you may have missed. So first off, last night on SmackDown Live, the Usos lost the SmackDown Tag Team Championships to Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys. It is being reported that AJ Styles is dealing with a hip injury, but as of right now, the severity of the injury is unclear. Sasha Banks mysteriously pulled out of a talk show appearance yesterday from the Wendy Williams show, which left the Wendy Williams show staff fuming, and many fans worried on social media after an odd Twitter post Monday night. As we saw on Monday Night Raw, Undertaker attacked Elias. It is now being reported that this is done to set up a match at the next WWE Saudi Arabia show. We learned yesterday via Fightful that referee Rod Zapata was actually fined for his mishap in the WrestleMania main event, where he counted the pin of Becky Lynch to Ronda Rousey, even though Ronda Rousey's shoulders were not down on the mat. And finally, it is being reported that one of the frontrunners for WrestleMania 37 in 2021 is Los Angeles. This news does come from the Los Angeles Times. So now, there's the quick news. Now we got a couple more stories, 3 on the dock for you that we're going to elaborate on. And the first one has to do with CM Punk and Shane McMahon. So back in the day, CM Punk used to call himself the best in the world. But now that moniker, I guess you could say, goes to Shane McMahon. Many fans still believe, even after leaving WWE 5 years ago, that CM Punk is the best in the world. Now this past November, at Crown Jewel, WWE did hold the Best in the World tournament, where I guess you could say Shane McMahon won the tournament and then got garnered with the moniker, quote-unquote, Best in the World. Now, while appearing on Sauce and Shram, Punk was in studio to talk about WrestleMania 35, give his insight on a couple of things, and he even gave his thoughts on the Shane McMahon nickname that once was his when Punk stated the following. I think he's been calling himself the best in the world. And the funny thing about the company is I could say, yeah, that's a little shot at me. And it probably is. But they deny it until the cows come home. So what do you guys think? Do you think Shane McMahon being called the best in the world, or as he has Greg Hamilton do, best in the world? You think that's a shot at CM Punk? Or do you think CM Punk's just full of himself there? Or do you think CM Punk is just like, I want to get my name back out there in some headlines, so I'm going to say that that's a dig at me? I honestly don't think it's a dig at CM Punk. I don't think WWE thinks a lot about CM Punk these days, other than when the fans chant CM Punk at their shows, like they did last night when Shane McMahon did that horrendous segment with Greg Hamilton where he had to keep doing the whole best in the world entrance thing. Now, on a lighter note, from this same appearance from CM Punk, Punk gave his thoughts on Kofi winning the WWE Championship, stating the following. It should have happened 10 years ago. That's what I'll lead with. And it's one of those things where, yes, I'm stoked that it happened now, but again, be ahead of the curve instead of way behind it. And I get where Punk's coming from to an extent. I don't know about him saying that they're behind the curve with this. I know a lot of fans did state, this is a long time coming, but to say to do it 10 years ago Was Kofi really ready to be WWE champion 1 year into his run with the WWE, 1 year into him signing with the company? I don't think so. Kofi Kingston has done great things over his career. He has, earned the right to have that WrestleMania moment. I'm not going to say he deserved it. Maybe you can say that. But as I stated last night, I don't like throwing that word, you deserve it, out lightly. But Kofi's worked 11 years. A lot of times in key situations. He did the Randy Orton feud, the New Day as the top tag team for a very long time, selling a lot of merch. So he's done a lot of things that, yes, has put him in that position. Was he ready 10 years ago, like CM Punk stated? I don't think so. I don't think you can say, oh, well, CM Punk should have won the title 10 years ago. No. Or not CM Punk, but Kofi Kingston. No. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, there was an argument that maybe they could have at least had him as a challenger over the last 5 years, maybe 6 years or so. But to say that he should have won that title 10 years ago, 1 year into his run, I didn't even think Sheamus should have won the title as quickly as he did. But they did it. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think CM Punk is right about stating that Kofi should have won the WWE Championship 10 years ago? Now, a little bit of a, I don't know if I can call it a controversy per se, going online right now, but they've changed up some of the WWE title belts. So Seth Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar Sunday to win the Universal Championship, and then on Monday, fans noticed that there was something different about Seth's belt that wasn't seen on previous belts, as we see in this tweet. Switching belt fastenings from snaps to Velcro is the worst thing WWE did this weekend, and nobody is talking about it. Now, as you see in this image, Seth Rollins is holding the WWE Universal Championship, and there's no snaps. It has had Velcro added to it. Now, this is not the first time Velcro has been put on a WWE Championship. It's not even the first time in 2019. Velcro was first, to my knowledge, used on a WWE belt back in the 80s when Randy Savage was the WWF champion and had his Winged Eagle belt. Now, as far as the Velcro being added to the belts, Belt fan Dan was asked why and if there was a reason, and he gave a little bit of insight stating the following. No official reason. Logic would lead towards the belts being larger and the wrestlers holding them being smaller. The belts should really be scaled properly. WWE saw the influx of Velcro belts start at Elimination Chamber. Now what he's talking about there is with the new WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Those titles do not have snaps on them. They do have the actual Velcro, as you see here in this image from SmackDown with the Iconics. Now, one other thing to note here is a fan stated, Belt Van Dan, what's up with the WWE putting Velcro on the snap box on their belts? And Dan said, what he said in the last tweet. Small waists, larger belts. So I don't know if this is going to be a thing going forward, because if we see here, not all new champions have Velcro on their belts. Champ Becky 2 belt still got snaps on both her Raw and SmackDown Live Women's Championships. Now, I know some fans on Twitter have been skeptical of this, some complaining, some saying, hey, it's not a big deal. And that's where we want to hear from you guys. We're implementing a new segment called The Great Debate. What we want is for you guys in the comments below to let us know your thoughts on WWE putting Velcro on the belts opposed to snaps. Do you not care about the Velcro, or do you prefer the snaps? Do you think the Velcro is cooler? What are your thoughts on Velcro or snaps on WWE Championships? Over the next couple of days, we will then feature some of the best comments on this topic right here on PWU Daily for our new segment, The Great Debate. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What side do you fall on? Snaps, Velcro, or I don't care? And next up, the final thing we're going to talk about today is that a WWE interviewer was actually released kind of out of nowhere. Dasha Fuentes is no longer with the company, as Pro Wrestling Sheet reports the following. Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet is reporting that WWE has released Dasha Fuentes. The reason for the release is unclear, but Satin was able to confirm that Fuentes was in the New York area this weekend for WrestleMania, and it's unclear when they actually released her, if an incident happened, or if something actually took place. For those unaware, Dasha Fuentes actually signed with the WWE in a developmental role in 2014. She was in that role for roughly a year, had one match at a live event before being transitioned into an actual interviewer backstage. And a lot of fans seem to be a little confused by this story, as we got a question from Ambrolin's Empire 2202 submitted through PWUnlimited.net/PWU Daily asking the following. Hey Tim, I saw the news today that Dasha Fuentes had been released from WWE. How can this be true when we saw her multiple times on SmackDown with the Hardys, the Usos, and Paige? If the news is correct, is she just finishing up the week with the company? Or is this fake news? And I don't believe it to be fake news because Ryan Satin would not put something out like this that's fake. But you're just... That wasn't Dasha on SmackDown. It was Kayla Braxton who we saw 3 times on SmackDown. I got a lot of people on Twitter last night going, Dasha was on SmackDown. Why are you saying she was released? Because she wasn't on SmackDown. Again, let's do a side-by-side comparison. Here's Dasha Fuentes on the right. Here's Kayla Braxton on the left. And now here's Kayla Braxton from last night on SmackDown. So yeah, Kayla was the one on SmackDown, not Dasha Fuentes. So everybody that was, I guess you could say, confused by that, there's a little bit of a clarification. I do want to thank Ambrolin's Empire 2202 for sending in that question via PWUnlimited.net/PWU Daily. So with that, that's going to wrap up today's episode of PWU Daily. I want to thank everybody who watches the show every single day, and I want to thank everybody who interacts with the show, either sending questions in through PWUnlimited.net/PWU Daily, or any of you guys that will be contributing to our topic this week for the great debate, Velcro, snaps, or I don't care. This show comes to you every Monday through Friday morning, right here on the PW Unlimited YouTube channel. We will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific, talking NXT spoilers, talking the Superstar Shakeup next week, taking your calls, and so much more. Again, thank you guys for supporting PW Unlimited right here on the PW Unlimited YouTube channel. You can hit that notification down below to be notified when new videos are posted or when we go live. And if that ain't enough, if YouTube may not be giving you notifications, always follow us on Facebook. Facebook.com/PWNo, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD, and on Twitter @PW Unlimited. We'll see you guys tonight for the PW Unlimited Wednesday show.